Satan, just with the expletive in between. So Trump denies it. And then we go back to the school where Jesus is worried about what is going on with these Labubus. He has no idea what they are. And then the other school teachers show him a TikTok video of an unboxing of a Labubu that these kids are doing during school and whatever, after they get their Labubus and open the mystery boxes. And it turns really dark really quick, because once you get a super rare Labubu, these people start screaming like you see here on screen, and then do some sort of demonic ritual. Watch this.
Yeah, I was eating for all this.
Yeah.
Okay, you can cut it right there. Can I please just hey Dalliops, hey Jazzy, hey everybody, much love. This episode is wild. So the fucking Satan thing, first of all, goes throughout the entire episode.
It's hilarious.
There's a whole storyline with Satan and Trump and a romance and everything. It's actually quite magical. And if you want to see something that just makes you feel great at the end of the night, I'll watch that shit. You feel me? Yes, exactly, Dalliops. I feel you. So at the end of the episode, Jesus ends up being accepted as a new counselor at the school. Satan and Trump have a baby coming through. Satan wanted to get out the relationship, but he can't because
Satan's pregnant.
Satan's pregnant with a butt baby.
Yeah.
What comes out of what kind of product do they make?
Oh, we don't know yet. We just know that
we
Satan's
don't know.
pregnant.
We gotta wait for the next episode.
It'd be the worst creation ever.
Yeah, but Satan's actually like really nice compared to this guy. And they go in on Fox News. They have Sean Hannity in there. They got who else did they have?
They have
all them fools up in there. You guys, please, if there's anything that you do, just watch.
I will say though, the demon rituals with the Labubus, that's kind of,
dude. Go on Pirate Bay. Go ahead and download the episode like a real
don't
person.
Eat while you're watching it, because I made the mistake of eating dinner while I was watching it.
Yeah.
I was like,
but South Park does it right. They just do it, and they don't give a fuck about what you think. They got their $1 billion, so they gonna tell their story. And honestly, it's a documentary, which is so sad, by the way.
Yeah,
they had JD Vance up in there. Luckily, he didn't get punted this time. All right, Keish. Let's go to our next segment. Let's just move right along. We hung out at South Park.
All these data broke.
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Anything you want to say about this? Okay.
No, just go for it.
Sites automatically. And it's very difficult sometimes when you get caught in the kind of sensationalism of this anti-DEI rhetoric, or the fact that you are eliminating Black History Month, or these things in the separate departments. And one of the things Democrats have to do is do a better job of kind of sifting through all of this nonsense and loud racist rhetoric that comes like a bullhorn from this White House, with this example in particular, and talk about the issues that matter. This guy right here is despicable. And the fact that he is despicable, and he is a racist, and he gets to have a seat this close to Marco Rubio, says a great deal about Marco Rubio, and it says a great deal about the president of the United States.
Now let's see, on the wings of Black people need to learn their place, take a knee, even going at right-wingers, and competent white men must be in charge. On the wings of that, let's see why we're here again today. Trump's State Department official has repeatedly called for mass sterilization of low IQ trash. That seems like it will qualify. Yeah, that seems, it was a high bar for me to want to come right back here, but I think that cleared it. Yeah, I think that got it. A Trump State Department official has, on a number of occasions, called for the sterilization of low IQ trash, a new report has revealed. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has appointed Darren Beattie to be the acting Undersecretary for Public Diplomacy and Public Affairs, a senior role that represents American foreign policy to the world. Okay, so American foreign policy to the world represented by the guy who advocated for the sterilization of low IQ trash. Right, and black people taking a knee. Got it. So like, it's like when your mama said, "Don't embarrass me in front of company."
So if he's looking for low IQ trash, does that mean all those people in the administration will be out of DC?
You would think.
Right? Like just send like a smoke bomb or something.
And all of Donald Trump's children, except maybe she seems a little bit more intelligent than the rest of them.
No, they're all in. They're all in on it. Just can't. No. Like,
I like her, but
Oh, sorry, guys.
no, go ahead.
Like, this is just like normal television right now. This is like, oh, what we watch. Oh yeah, let's talk about sterilizing black people on CNN or some shit. Like, what the fuck are we doing right now?
you know, the funny thing is when they talk about like, you know, you want to have competent white men in charge bullshit. We're in the situation we're in right now because of competent white men. Well, how did we get into these crazy ass wars? Competent white men.
I can't even really like give you anything of thought at this point. I'm just waiting for y'all to come down here where people see reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think they are, Jazzy. I think that they are they're just trying to do more and more to like ignite some type of civil war.
It's not gonna happen. They're gonna have to fight with themselves, and that's exactly what's happening. Actually,
But I keep thinking that it's like, okay, they say this shit and they do this shit, and it's like, okay, this is gonna get them, and then it doesn't. What is going to get them? What? Like, this is just getting
What do you think, Keisha?
insane.
What I think is wild is we'll see these things, we'll see these literal events actually happening. People say these things, and then the media will still hesitate to call Donald Trump a white supremacist. Like, all of the facts are laid out in the open for us all to see, and they will still, because they're afraid of him, because they want to be polite, they want to be respectable and play these ridiculous games. And it's just, it's upsetting because it gaslights a lot of us. It gaslights Black people who see the racism for what it is. It gaslights other people of color who see the racism for what it is. It gaslights women who see the misogyny for what it is.
Why would you want to be like respectful or show anything type of positive to a racist child rapist? Why are all of these people kissing the ring? Like, did you guys saw the tech thing or whatever where you had like Zuckerberg and Bill Gates and Tim Cook or whatever? Like, those people could so easily own his ass. Like, let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they're all just, them going around was like that cabinet meeting where they're all like, oh, sir, you're so great. Oh, you're so great in my life. It's like, why? It's doing nothing. You have endless money. People are dying, and y'all are sitting there up in your ivory tower, sipping champagne and eating caviar with the fake gold on the.
And it's hard to believe that people would stoop so low because of greed, because of their desire for money and power. But we've seen that time and time again in history. They don't feel like they have anything to lose. So why not?
Well, that's the thing, right, Keisha? That's the thing, right, Keisha? We haven't stooped anywhere. We've been here. We've been here for 400 years. And that's what we're starting to learn. Like, we have not stooped anywhere. We have been swimming in the cesspool of shit that is racism and disgusting, just horrible chattel slavery.
But a lot of it
not only
dignity, though. They don't act with dignity.
No, but not only does the history of what happened to Black people in this country affect Black people, it affects white people. This system does not work for anybody except for like, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 people. I'm telling you right now. So like,
I mean, there's a reason.
come down here. We don't need to go up there. We need to come down here.
Let's
Okay.
rewind.
There's a
Okay.
reason why, like, the happiness scale of the United States is so low.
'Cause we're fighting for the wrong things. We're fighting for the wrong goal. It seems like we're trying to do the right thing and going in the wrong direction. It's so weird, man.
I just want to be clear. When I say that they are stooping low, I mean they are degrading themselves.
Mhm.
They are
No,
like
we
they
get
have
you.
no dignity. They are willing to sell their soul for power and influence, and it's disgusting. They should be ashamed of themselves. And the media should not cover these events like this is normal.
It should be illegal. Honestly, these people need to be held accountable at the end of the day. I want Fox News. I want all these people, all these media people that did what they did to harm people.
Well, now
During
apparently,
this time, I'm writing notes on these motherfuckers because I'm gonna make sure that they're held accountable when this is all said and done. They might still continue to fuck us up, but I swear to God on my mama, at the end of this, and when it's all said and done, y'all are getting justice. Y'all are getting held accountable. Every
And-
single one of y'all.
and CBS is
till my
apparently
dying
also
breath.
caving.
It's just I just can't stand. I'm a fucking Libra, man. I can't do it, bro. Like I hate this shit, man. Ooh, this shit pisses me off. All right, let's keep rolling.
On to Mr. Ben Shapiro.
Ugh.
Yes, don't we love that?
Ugh.
Fine, he has a new book out, so that's why he was on CNN. That's why he's on Stephen A. Smith. This is why we're starting to see him here.
Destroyed. And you see this politically. This is not a right
All right.
book. Why that title, Ben?
So the basic idea is that human beings break down into two groups, lions and scavengers, but it really even goes beyond that. Inside each of us, we have a lion and we have a scavenger. The lion is the side of us that wants to build, that sees that institutions that are important need to be maintained, that wants to build social fabric, church, community, family, wants to go out and innovate and risk take and make our society stronger. And then there's the scavenger that's inside all of us that is envious of the people around us, envious of things other people have. And instead of channeling that towards something productive, want to tear down the entire system. And the fundamental thing that's important is that the system is to blame for my personal problems, my grievances, and therefore the system has to be absolutely destroyed. And
So even just the basis of his book, like how like childish do you have to be someone like a Ben Shapiro, who's like a mainstream name for Republicans, come up with such a plain, lukewarm concept? The lions are the ones that go out there and provide, and the scavengers are the one who's envious and wants to blame all the world around them. Like, that's the best idea you could have came up with, really? So we already know where this is going. They want to tear down the structure, but the structure is actually really good. Like, oh, we're going down this road. Like, out of the million things that we could be talking about that actually have good, productive conversations, you want to talk about upholding these structures? Whew. All right, cool.
you see this politically. This is not a right-left
Right.
split. One of the things that's
Okay.
kind of interesting.
Oh my god.
So I just listen. Lions are like my favorite animal. I've been obsessed with lions for as long as I can remember. I love that he's trying to compare himself to a lion because do you know that male lions literally do nothing? They screw their partners to reproduce and sleep. The women, the female lions, are the ones who hunt, take care of the children, and do everything in the pride. So this beady-eyed, nail-on-a-chalkboard little man is trying to say that we need to be like the lions. Well, bitch, you are. You are a lazy motherfucker who doesn't do anything, and I'm sure that your wife is the one that picks up all the slack. So fuck
Katie,
you.
can I plug something into your point right there with the lion part?
Mm-hmm.
The lion. I'm sorry, I forgot my thought because you were so on point. Keisha, go, because I'll remember it. I just forgot it for a second there.
So who was he saying are the opposite of the lions?
The scavenger, exactly. That was my point. Like, that didn't even make any sense.
The
Like,
female
the lion and the scavenger, like that is
So I don't know,
not
like
even good storytelling. That is not even a story. I don't even know where you're going. Who is the scavenger? I don't know anything about the
what he
scavenger.
described about the grievance and the blaming others for your circumstances and your problems sounds like a lot of MAGA.
He's not a
literally
lion.
It sounds literally like what he does, and yeah, like you said, all of MAGA. Like,
am I a lion? Last time I checked, I was a black girl from Oakland, a human being. I'm not a lion. Is he a lion? And who are the scavengers? Are there scavenger lions? I mean, the whole shit was so stupidly told. Like, I would give him an F in like an English class, like for reading or something.
So he's not a lion, the animal. He's lying about what he says.
But who the scavenger, and what does the scavenger do?
Who knows?
I mean, the closest I can think is a scavenger would be a hyena, because
right?
they are and eat the pickings. But again,
it goes. Lion King turned out.
Yeah.
Look how what happened.
But it goes back to, like, is he not seeing that he's describing half of, like, Donald Trump's base, or not half of his base, like he's describing a lot of his base.
Yeah,
it's like, do
all they do
we can like
for their problems. They want to break down the system. That's why they said they voted for him, is because he's going to tear down the system and they can rebuild it.
He didn't even tell a good story. I'm like, okay. Oh, who is this scavenger? I'm like, oh, I want to know who this character is in the Lion and the Scavenger story. And then it was like the Lion and the Scavenger. I'm like, oh damn! Like I didn't even get no storytelling.
My thing that I can't get over is these are the same people that like cried at the fact that, what was it, Snow White wasn't white, and like loves to complain about us being woke and liberals and blah blah blah. It's like, bitch, we don't sit around and complain like y'all do. When we have grievances, they're about legitimate things, not like all this bullshit you love to bring up.
Nah, well, honey. All right.
Just to the point about media manipulation, why does Stephen A. Smith have this man on his show in the first place?
Bruh, I didn't even want to really go there because I was gonna go there later, because we'll get there throughout the let's just play the next clip, because that's very important. Thank you for bringing that up. Let's move
very
on.
little except a desire to tear down the Western system, the idea that the systems themselves are to blame for their problems, and so they put aside their own issues with each other to march together, and that coalition is the thing that frightens me and concerns me.
And that right there, I think, is the most honest, truthful, most respected thing I've heard him say my entire time watching him. People putting away their small differences and coming together to tear down structural systems, institutions that were made and maintained today to exploit people like you and me, that frightens him. He is scared that we're not, hey, I don't care if you white, I don't care if you black, I don't care if you gay, I don't care if you trans, I don't care if you're an immigrant, none of that. These people are exploiting us and they're destroying our communities. Now we know who the enemy is. And guess what? Ben is right. The most honest thing he done said is that he's afraid of that. And you know what? If you find yourself being afraid because people are uniting, well, maybe you should be. I'm just saying, maybe there's a reason why you're afraid. I'm just saying.
You have the belief that Western civilization doesn't need to be torn down?
Go ahead and cut that one off. That's kind of where I'm going with this episode, you guys. Right here.
Yeah, I mean, I love that he's just like, like when he was speaking, I was thinking, there are more of us who are not straight white crybaby males. There's more of us who are not that than there are of them.
I feel it. No, and that's why I brought this into the conversation, because as much as people want to look away and say, oh no, like, well, look away from the Black people, and it's not all about Black people, and it's not, look forward and not back, and Black people, you should be okay now. Bruh, it's not okay. We've been trying to tell you, hold on.
Sorry.
We've been trying to tell you from the jump what the business is and like where we are going. And I really love this conversation because I feel like I'm starting to kind of punch through like chipping through a little bit of a wall here of the understanding that it's not just Black people. They fucking y'all up too. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm trying to get to here. And that's where we start to unite. And that's what Ben Shapiro is afraid of, for all of us to start to realize who the real enemy is and has been the entire time. And yes, Black people, we're right. Okay, just let us be right. We're totally okay with that. And then let's start going in the right direction. We've been trying to tell you the entire time to go that way, and y'all went that way, all the way that way. And I'm sorry, that's just the in and all the story. And now what are we gonna do about it? You feel me? So Keisha, Katie, chime in on until we go to the next one.
I had a thought, then you got my thought train derailed.
Sorry.
As you were saying, like, chipping away, it made me think of Shawshank Redemption, when he's like chipping away behind the poster, and then like one day he's just gone. Because I don't even know.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? It does. That's why, like, I'm like the hopeless person. Y'all got the hope on this channel. I sure as hell don't. You know what I mean?
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. So it just makes me think when you were talking about how they're coming for like the Latinos and the Black community, and like white people don't think that they're gonna come for them. And people don't think, they'll be like, oh, well, then once they get all the Latino community people out or Black community, they'll be done. No, they won't. They'll never be done. They will never be done. And they'll just keep coming for people, and they'll find more people to split up and send out. And yeah.
Katie, I fucking love you so much. You said it like you took that right out of my brain cells. Keisha, chime in, and then we'll move on to the next.
I think we talked about this in the episode where we talked about that whites only town.
Ugh.
Where at a certain point, people will start finding other people within their own community to look down upon and make subservient. So it's going to come for you if you don't stop the discrimination at the source. Like, no one is safe. There's a reason why there's that whole, I don't even remember what it's called, but at first they came for the Jews, and then it goes through the line.
And then you didn't say anything, yeah. And then they came for me, and there was no one to stand up.
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, back to the media thing real quick. It is just the fact that Ben Shapiro gets a platform, and he is so basic.
Oh.
He's not bringing any kind of brilliance to the stage. He's not helping us think in a different way, expand our thoughts, expand our minds. He comes with this basic ass analogy, and he gets a platform to spew his nonsense.
Can we just stick like him and Charlie Kirk and like Steve Bannon and all these people just in like a bunker hole and let them just go at each other?
That's a very powerful poem. I love that poem, by the way.
But people don't realize, like when you mentioned, the Holocaust and stuff, they didn't just come for Jewish people. They came for people that helped the Jewish people. They came for poor. They came for Catholics. They came for almost anybody. If you weren't like white blonde hair, blue eyed German. And yet, ironically, Hitler was none of those things except white. But I digress.
You know, I want to point out, can you put that quote up? You're only as strong as your weakest link. My choir director, Sir Maestro Robert Geary of Piedmont Choirs. I sang in Piedmont Choirs from 5th grade all the way up till I graduated high school, second alto. And he would always say that you're only as strong as your weakest link, because the sopranos would want to yell us out of the entire fucking building, but they're shrieking and da-da-da-da. And they didn't know that, you know, like, we can't hear the altos because y'all singing too loud and y'all doing too much. Like, you know, they're your base, they're your function, they're your structure, they're, you know, your people. And you're yelling too loud and you can't even hear them, and we can't make the music actually work, because you need those altos and you need their voices to be heard. And I'm a second alto, and I used to, and he would always say, you're only strong as your weakest link. And I actually encourage people to really look and think about what that means. You cannot do anything without the weakest person on your team.
Yep. It's the same thing with, like, you know, my husband and I used to, like, I teach marching band, and, like, you are only as strong as your worst kid. And it could be the kid that gives it his all, but if it's still the weakest link, like, that's who the eyes go to.
Yep. Okay, let's keep going. I forgot where we were even at in the lineup, but let's continue. We're on good timing. We're doing good with the time, so let's keep going.
What you bring to the table. I mean, you understand when you're significant, when you have cachet. In the case of America, you're the superpower. You make up about 5% of the population and use about 25% of the world's resources. Some people say, I don't know how accurate that number is. Please don't hold me to that, because I don't know. I just know that I've heard that on many, many occasions. People use that as an example. And to the victor goes the spoils, they say. So you look at a place like America, it's a superpower. We're supposed to be the richest country in the world, and it's perceived as being at the expense of so many other nations.
Right, and this is the problem. I don't think that's true.
Okay.
On a fundamental level, I do not think that is true.
Okay.
The United States is not rich because we have impoverished other nations. That is a zero-sum view of the world. People tend to apply it to domestic economics also. They'll say that Bill Gates is rich because some guy is poor.
And I'm not saying it is. I'm saying people say that, but I don't know.
No. And that's the argument that I'm fighting against, because what that leads to is a desire to tear down people who are successful.
Let him cook for like
all
one
right,
more
once
minute.
again, Ben.
Let
we
this go for like 1
understand
more minute.
many things can happen at once. And now when he's trying to conflate a nation in this a single person like Bill Gates, those are two different things. Okay, United States, once again, they built their wealth off of free labor. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. You can look at any data metric in U.S. history when it comes to the free labor and the type of resources that were being collected. That's what made America the start of a superpower. It wasn't just everyone locking in unison and just working hard together. No, this was over 200 years of free labor. What was it? Sugar, cotton, coffee, some other resource. I can't, I forget right now, but that's what made America. That's what put America on the map. So you want to sit here and act like that didn't happen and that didn't play a major foundation for America? Oh, obviously not, because you probably lose your job if you admit that.
Blaming them for your lack of success.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you go back to, again, those biblical values that I was talking about, one of the first stories in Genesis,
that one
maybe the
out
most
right
important,
there.
is the Cain and Abel story.
Well, and like, you know.
Hold on, Katie. Let me just because we have some new viewers up in here right now.
Mhm.
Hey, what's up, Endless Discussions? Thanks for joining us. Your point is actually right on tune of what we've been talking about this entire time, about why do they even allow these people to come up in here and like even give a platform to this nonsense, because it's just sickening. It's poison. It's like poisoning people. It's literal poison of our community, of our people. And so you're exactly right. You're right on point. Katie,
what did like the America actually do? People came over from England, Spain, whatever, stole this land from the Native Americans. They stole Black people from Africa to bring over here to do labor that they didn't want to do. The United States took parts of Mexico to make the United States, and then also took those people that lived from Mexico away from their jobs to be United States citizens. And now we're just trying to take credit for other shit. Like, we just steal shit and claim it as ours. That's bullshit. We don't do shit. We steal it.
it's the only chattel slavery in human history. And we gotta, and honestly, Katie, like, and don't put that guilt on you, because you have a beautiful soul. Okay, it don't matter what you look like. It's about who you are and about what who you are. You know what I mean? So don't.
I mean, I don't mean
No. So like, I mean, like, and I know people will see this in the future or whatever. Like, we know who we fuck with, right? So we don't have to describe that. If we fuck with you, then we fuck with you, right? And if we don't, then you gotta go. That's pretty much the end and all of the story for me. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I don't want to have to do that anymore on this channel. Yeah, a thou wow. You feel me? And so, like, but this goes so deeply dark to the point that people are afraid to look at it, and to the point where if we don't look at that darkness, we are not coming out of it. I'm gonna tell you, we got to go through the darkness to get to the light, I guess. Don't call me the low, but that's basically it. I'm sorry, I gotta plug myself in. I'm about to my computer.
I agree with Jazzy's comment that she just said.
Sorry, you guys. My computer is about.
So, Ben Shapiro, once again, he said that the United States does not have resources because, or that other countries are not poor because the United States is wealthy, and that this is not a zero-sum game. But that's the whole problem with these MAGA racists, is they think it is a zero-sum game. They're upset about affirmative action because it thinks that they think that if people of color and women can get ahead, that means that white man can't get ahead.
Exactly. Like, they don't think, when they see the word equality, they think that less stuff is going to be taken away from them.
Yes, they want people to have SNAP benefits because they feel like that's money taken out of their pocket. I don't understand what world is he living in, and does he not hear himself?
And like, they don't want
laughing behind the scenes. I don't understand.
They don't want same-sex couples to get married, and it's like, how does that affect your life in any way? Or women to get ahead in the workplace, how does that affect you in any way? Maybe you should step up and grow some balls and actually know how to do stuff that women can do 1,000 times better than you.
And honestly, like, we over here trying to help you. We over here trying to make shit be like nice and shit. And you're over here just stomping on literally everything people do. It's so annoying. It's like, come on, bruh. Like, we over here trying to kick it, have a good time. And now you about to send freaking the National Guard over here to Chicago when they over here trying to have a cookout and have a Sunday brunch or some shit, celebrate a birthday for the Virgos. Like, what the fuck are these people's problem? Why are you tripping all the fucking time?
People
For fuck's sake, man.
Did Stephen A. Smith, I haven't seen this whole video, but did Stephen A. Smith challenge Ben?
Oh God. If you guys want to, no. If you guys want to go ahead and watch it, all the links will be down in the description below if you want to watch the full videos of everything that we show. Obviously we can't show the entire, thing, but please, I highly recommend to check a few things out, and check out our new Instagram. where we also have like little clips and stuff, and just we like to blurb y'all with information so that we keep you updated. You feel me?
But wait, so did Stephen A. Smith challenge Ben Shapiro?
No, he didn't. So that's not
Stephen
even-
A. Smith is such a
It's just a
sicko.
bunch of bullshit. That entire interview is just a bunch of dumb.
And every time I see him on different channels, Stephen A. Smith, it's like he's not sincere. He just plays to whatever.
He's not even a good like basketball. Like he hates on the Warriors, and then he wanted to get on the Warriors side like later. Oh, but by the way, I'm a Golden State Warriors fan all day. Klay Thompson is my favorite basketball player. I'm Oakland straight up. You see my Oakland tree? This is an Oakland Ruse hat. Even
what I'm trying to get at is this is another issue with when we're talking about media manipulation. You just if you just let people say things that are incorrect and let it go unchecked, it infiltrates the minds of people who don't know any better.
Great.
And if Stephen is going to call himself a journalist and an interviewer, he needs to do a better job of challenging his guests' wrong assertions.
And he won't. So let's stop listening to him, and he needs to just get on somewhere. Like he is trash and he should not be listened to at all. How about that? Let's just not listen to him. Problem solved. All right. What's the next video? Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hey, thank you so much for being here, everybody. We got new people, endless discussions. We got our homie Jazzy up in the house. We got Deanna. I seen her pull up. We got Marley. We got Dally Oops. We got who else we got up in here?
And endless discussions, our new friend.
I pulled that up at the beginning. Okay, so before we get into this is might be a little sensitive to some people, so I do want to go ahead and just give a little bit of trigger warning because this is real life shit. A friend of our show who we did have a discussion with in a special episode, Richard Taylor. This is what is going on. This shit happened last week. And so when people say that, oh, slavery and shit is, we need to just ignore it and move forward. Like we don't have slaves anymore. So like, it's totally fine. It's not it. This happens on a daily basis. And so I want you guys to just check this out. This is our friend, Richard Taylor, and I want everybody in our comments to have respect. Otherwise, I will put a whole ass witch curse on you if you come from my friend. So let's just go ahead and play it.
Peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. And I want to just share this email that I received the other day, which is very racist, and some people even felt like it is a direct threat. Now I'm going to read this email to you, and I'm also going to put it on the screen, and we're going to go through this email line by line after I read it in its entirety. Now just check this out right here. And I hope you guys can see it. It was sent from, I'm going to enlarge it real quick so maybe you can see it better. It says, the thing is, and he has the N-word in all caps, if not for white people, you would still be living in trees, bathing in cow piss, and eating each other alive. Wow. He goes on to say, you are retarded monkeys, S-colored animals, ashy skinned, and he left out an N in that. So it's ashy skinned, fish-lipped, low IQ, rancid smelling, cockroach-looking subhumans.
Jesus
People are
Christ.
tired of N-word crime. That's why things like Jordan Neely, Michael Brown, or Trayvon Martin happen. N-words are the face of F around and find out for a reason. We are tired, N-word. You are 12% of the population, but commit 50% of violent crime. Leave white people alone, you filthy rat. Remember, you are only free because we let you. You so weak, you couldn't even free yourselves. So weak, you always fight in packs or sucker punch, because when it's a fair fight, you end like Jordan Neely. You dumb monkeys couldn't even invent the will. You are retarded subhumans. So filthy you lead in STDs, and so retarded you lead in school failure and poverty.
All right, dude, you're being
Despite
repetitive.
affirmative
Come on.
action in DEI. The only thing N-words have invented is HIV.
Jesus.
You hate
And
it. You hate black people.
that's where he ended that one. And that whole diatribe is hilarious. And this is my response. I simply said funny. And then he responded, I think the next day, said, how much time before you become the next Jordan Neely? Some people consider that a threat. Leave white people alone, N-word. People are tired of N-word animalistic behavior. Filthy STDs, riddled chimps. Your mother was a crack whore, your dad is in jail, and your brother DeAndre was killed in a drive-by. This is hilarious, in which I put
what the
great
fuck,
job.
bro? What the fuck, dude?
Now, once again,
What the fuck?
What? Oh my god. I bet
Nah,
that
this shit happened last week on my mama. On my fucking mama. Bro, I called him after I saw that video pop up on my sheet and was like, hey, bro, like, are you cool? Like, after that? Like,
Yes,
that
okay.
is some shit that he has to read and, like, talk about. You feel me?
Can
What
you
the fuck
okay?
kind of shit is that, bro?
Can you imagine that the person that's the thing that sickens me is the person that sent that probably thought he was some big brave alpha man for, saying the N-word and like saying all of that awful racist shit. And we have to stop thinking that people
With
like this,
with anonymity.
and we have to stop thinking that people like this don't exist, because they do. And this type of, I just want to say, not all white people are like that. Because, like,
Yeah, we know.
Katie,
I know-
you ain't even gotta say that because
Well,
that is
and
some
I-
evil ass shit.
and Richard's great. Like, I like, chatting with him and getting to know him. Like,
See, the thing is like there's a time when I would have gotten upset about this maybe like 10, 15 years ago, but I'm so desensitized at this point because I know that the person who wrote this is beneath me. And he's beneath a lot of people, because who thinks like that? Who legitimately thinks this way?
Dude
Thinks
went
that
out
they're
his
better than
way.
people and goes out of their way to attack someone like that. Like you're
Like,
the one
what
with
a whole
actually
ass fucking
problems. And it
a
was so
whole ass
fucking
piece.
repetitive. Get to the motherfucking point. We get it. You hate black people. Move on, motherfucker. Damn. And then to
I'm
say,
like,
what I think is hilarious is when people are like, you would still be climbing trees and hanging out with monkeys. And
and then he said,
we
"Oh,
were.
you're
Let's
eating
say that we
people."
were.
Like, who the fuck is out here is eating people? You be eating people? That is not like a
Ooh.
thing that we do here.
I mean, I know that
is
Trump
that
likes.
what y'all do? Y'all be eating people? Because I've
know-
never thought about that in my
I know
entire
Trump
life.
likes Hannibal Lecter, so I mean,
I guess they
Did
be
Army
eating
Hammer
people.
likes to eat people?
ugh.
Last I checked, Army Hammer is white. But anyway, that's beside the point. I hope that Richard is okay because I know that it can be very upsetting.
Dude, what
If
the
that
fuck?
kind of-
I wish a
that kind of
motherfucker
message.
would text me like that, bro. I'll fucking send a whole ass curse on your entire bloodline. All right, let's move up next to the next one that happened.
I think just real quick, like the thing
Mhm.
to learn from something like this, we have to stand together. Like, if this happens to someone, like if one of you guys told me that something like this happened to you, I would lose my motherfucking mind and go off on this person, because we have to all stand together on this. We can't just be like, oh, that's just some angry white guy. Like, no, we have to stop this. That's how people like that are how we got here, and we don't
Mhm.
need that anymore.
Katie, I fucking love you, dude. Nah, and that's why I fucks with you, Katie, because you fucking know.
I
You really
appreciate
do.
that.
Yeah, no,
I will
you
say
are
that-
on a level of like the ally that I would trust with my life, and not only just because you're white. It's not that. It's literally like your soul and your human connection and the struggle that you've gone through. You can understand. You know what it's like to go through some shit. You're a great friend. You're a good person to talk to, and that's why I fucks with you, Katie. And that's why, like, I'm taking you in the apocalypse. You know what I mean? Because I know you got my one too. You know what I'm saying?
I will say that would bother me if it was, say, from an employer. It would bother me if it was from someone in a position of power over me, but from some random dickhead on the internet who can't even.
Oh, but we gonna go there, right?
Show who they are. I don't care.
We gonna go there, right? Let's continue on to that next little clip. Do we have it?
Yeah.
Okay.
White people, you would still be living in trees, bathing in cow piss, and eating each other alive. Now, that is the furthest from the truth, because if you really study history, it was the African Moors who went into Europe and taught them the importance of bathing, taught them medicine, taught them how to preserve their food, even taught them how to properly bury their bodies. Now, if you study history, you remember things such as the Dark Ages or the plagues, the bubonic plagues, because they had dead bodies just laying on top of the ground, not knowing that, live, that was what they did, because there was no food and people were dying. And so they ate each other. That Caucasian, low IQ, rancid smelling, cockroach looking subhumans. That's the world. N-words are the face of F around and find out for a reason. We are tired. You are 12% of the population, but commit 50% in profile. So that's why our 12% crime statistics reach 50%, because white police officers, white judges, white prosecutors are trained to go after us and allow their white counterparts, like the Daniel Pennies and
really made. I can't find it in my notes. I'm sorry, you guys. But basically, what he said, I do apologize for this. But basically, what he said was like, these people that are saying these type things are your judges, are your police officers, are your healthcare peoples. These people are your people at your schools. These people are people that that you cannot trust. Like, they're infiltrating our society hella, by the way. And I couldn't find it in there. I fucked up the timestamp, so I apologize, audience. That's on me. It's not on Keish. But yeah, that's what.
But only after I send them to the naval inspector.
They love to throw out like the crime statistics with illegals or Black people or the Latino community. I would love for them to see actual statistics on white people and their crimes, especially white people within their own family. I bet their heads would spin so hard that they couldn't get it back on their neck.
And they look like Beetlejuice. Hey,
with people whose delusion is that deep, they don't care to hear the facts because they decided that Black people are beneath them. Where it matters to dispel these myths and these lies is for people who don't know better, but who still have a little bit of openness. That's when it matters.
I've learned a couple weeks ago when I was on a retreat kind of thing with my mom. I had talked to it was an all-female thing, and this one lady and I were just talking about how effed up everything is. And this other lady was like, really? That's going on? And we both just kind of looked at each other like, yeah, shit like this is going on every day. And she was like, wow, I never was really into politics. I never really knew that, but I'm glad that you told me about it. And I was like, ooh, like, I was nice about it. I was, nice, but I'm like, really? Y'all don't know that people are just getting picked up off the streets? Like, they don't. There are people that don't know and are open. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
no,
I've seen
that's so true, and that's actually the most dangerous part. There's so many people that might get swooped up and learn the hard way, and
So
you
if
know
you
what I mean?
if you do see people, try to get to them and try to
Yeah,
keep.
and that actually is leading pretty much right into our next segment. Hold on with us. Nick, first of all, thank you guys so much for being here. This is September 8th.
Yes.
And we are just having a great time. Now, this is a funny ass little situation. I hope you guys drink this up and feel so energized after this story that we're going to tell you. But please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. And we also have our Wednesday show with all the panel with We the People. Sometimes I'll be on Don Lemon's show on Thursdays. That's usually when it is, but I don't be knowing, you know what I'm saying. And then we also got our Friday Voices from the Edge panel. I'm not there, but we have our lovely team. So be sure to check them out. 4:30 Pacific time, and all the other times moving in that direction. You feel me? Love y'all. 5:30, 6:30, 7:30.
Background, here it is. Why is there so much racism in the Pokemon community? I just went on live, right? And I'm sitting here minding my business, just organizing some cards. And this guy joins the panel and he's like, "Oh, I have cards. Can you help me figure out if they're worth anything?" I'm like, "For sure." I pull up the website. I ask him like, "Okay, show me what you have." He turns on his camera. And then this is what happens next. What's on okay. And what are the numbers at the very bottom, on the very, very bottom of the card? Right here, what do these numbers say?
It's NIG.
Dude, are you serious? Why are you like this?
It's
No, but seriously, but why are you like this? Listen, I've been collecting.
So first off, his reaction, I gotta say, like, kudos to this young brother right here. Like, I already knew this was going to be special, but the way that hey bro, why you gotta be like that? Hey bro, why you gotta act like that? Like, for real, why you gotta be like that? Me, on the other hand, I get one troll in my comments and I'm already at a 9.7. So let somebody come in here and, through the voice channel, call me the N-word. I might flip my own table. Okay. I done seen people get whooped on for a lot less. Trust me, that's how we doing it over here in Colorado. So the way that this young brother right here, first off, kudos.
I'm gonna just let
to
him cook.
Once
cook on
again,
this
Ty J,
one.
what's going on? Khalil, I'm glad that you're in here. Take a front row seat, brother. Sit right in front. I appreciate you being here. And once again, hit me up in the Discord.
And
These
actually,
cards are maybe like 5 months. My
plug him in.
collection is
I
not
do
that
like
big,
this
but I love opening packs, right? I open packs on my YouTube channel. I love watching people open packs. I love opening packs with people. I like looking at everybody's collections. I love it. It's fun. But I don't bother anybody. In my year of doing content, the most racism I've received has been in the Pokemon community. All right. It wasn't just this thing that happened tonight.
First off, that's crazy. In the Pokemon community,
Can you pause
that's
it, Keith?
crazy.
All right, thank you. So first of all, I really do love this content maker. I think his channel is called Why I Hate Politics. So please, y'all, go ahead, check out all the links below. Check out the full videos that we've featured on this video. They're very interesting and they go beyond what we were able to talk about today. Also, Dr. Rashad Ritchie is one of those as well. But man, I'm a Pokemon lover, bro. Like, I have two Pikachus over there. I got Pokemon card, like a huge stack. I love Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff. So like, that is just so sad that, that's something I love dearly. And if I wanted to just talk Pokemon, bro, hold up. Oh, okay. Give him the spiel.
you haven't yet, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Millennial Gaze is here Mondays, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. And we love having y'all here with us. So
I got the
Damn.
Pikachu. I got the SpongeBob. I got the Yu-Gi-Oh.
hold on one sec.
I got nothing.
I got the Pikachus. I got 2 Pikachus.
I have a poodle.
Oh.
Oh,
I got-
how cute.
I got Piplup.
Oh my god, you got a Piplup? See, man. Oh my god, I love that, by the way. Piplup is like one of my favorites.
That
We'll
is
talk
very
about that later. But this just kind of insulted the fuck out of my soul because people just want to be hanging out and talk about Pokemon. And then
Right.
this motherfucker had to come through and then check out what this dude did though. This is where it gets fun. Roll the clip.
An amazing game. Okay. All right. Let's go.
Saying what their brother just said about the opening packs and stuff. I don't know about that, but I do know racism when I see it. Everybody does. This is going too damn far. So, Pokemon community. I had a young lady who worked for me a few years back. She was into the Pokemon thing. It seemed as if they were having a lot of fun. Different, but engaging, created culture, contact between individuals who would have never met each other if it had not been for that particular medium. So I appreciated it for that. To hear this is quite different. So the TikToker, however, being cool, calm, collected, and quite a nice gentleman, did get exacting revenge on the person who decided to do this. Here it is.
To the white guy that called me slurs over and over again in my live stream the other night for no reason, guess what? You're going to get kicked out of the United States Navy. You know how they tell us that we should be careful what we do on social media because there could be real life consequences? Hi, my name's Real Life Consequence. I've done a thorough background check and now I know everything about you. I know what little town in Texas you're from. I know your name, your phone number, your email address. I've seen your disciplinary records. I know the names of all of your family members, including your dead mother and your daughter who turns 2 next week and her mother who's going to have to pay for all the birthday presents this year because you came into my live stream and saw a black man who was talking about Pokemon cards and video games and you assumed, yeah, he's not going to do anything if I call him slurs repeatedly, even though he's trying to help me. Turns out I am going to do something. Turns out there are so many things I can do because I have all the screenshots. I have all of the recordings. I know that after you left my live stream, you went into someone else's and started talking about how much you love Jesus and God and the Bible. So maybe I should send that evidence to the church you go to in that little town we both know about. I know exactly which boat in the Navy you serve on. And I know the names of black sailors that serve on the same boat as you. Maybe I'll send the clips to them as well. But only after I send them to the Naval Inspector General's office because I'm getting you fired. I'm getting you kicked out of the Navy. There's nothing you can do to stop me. There is no apology I will accept. There is no excuse I will listen to. There is no money you could offer me. You're getting fired.
Hey, can we bring his hey, this is how
Woo, I love it.
Do I need
Yes.
to say anything else?
Oh my
That's
god.
what I call. I don't know who gave you the password, but you done logged in. That's why I say, oh, you done logged in, bro.
And then
I
you
don't know
know,
who
like,
gave you the password to wrongbitch.com, but now you here now. You here now.
and you know, like the second,
Wrongbitch.com.
you know, like the second that guy would get called in, he'd be like, "No, it wasn't. It didn't mean it that way." Oh
I was
no,
just joking. I was just joking. You can't take a joke.
Mm.
no, he did exactly everything right to fuck up that guy's life.
You gave him all the information, bro. But wrongbitch.com. That's what I call it.
Because here's the thing, like the racism and the white supremacy may fly in the White House and the Oval Office, but it's still in the real world America, there are actual consequences for being racist.
Can I also tell y'all, can I also just give y'all a fair ass warning? I have homies that could do that same shit like within like 5 seconds. I got homies that could pull up on your information so quick if they weren't like evildoers. So like your shit is on file, bro.
And it's always the dumbest people who have the weakest passwords and run their
Mhm.
mouths recklessly.
Mhm.
Got all your
So
information on the
please,
internet, so easy to
just don't
find.
be an evildoer, and then you won't have to worry about that. But you know what? Hey, if you want to be evil and do that shit, I got homies that will pull up on you so quick on the internet and know your entire life. They know scary shit that that I don't like and I will not say. You know what I mean? These people can get up into your shit. And millennials are the ones that built this shit, and we know how to tear it down. Okay, I'll tell you that.
I won't just say
So
millennials. I'm just gonna say there were Gen Xers that came before that.
He agrees with you.
every trainer has a choice to listen to the voice inside. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna sing an entire Pokemon theme song to you guys. Piplup.
I've had this thing since college, man. This
Dude,
thing been through
fucking
the ringer.
that is one of the best series to watch. Like that is one of the best ones for sure. Anywho, we'll get into that another time. Can we go into our last segment with oh, did you get that quick Instagram
Got it.
thing? Did you get that one?
Yep.
He's just all over.
All right. Yes, you're so amazing. Thanks, Keisha. We got distracted by Pokemon. I apologize.
To Navy Yard to do one thing, and that was protect Black children. We informed our youth of the curfew that was being implemented in the city. We walked them home. We walked them to the metros or safely to their guardians. All activities that are not illegal or arrestable. As we began to wrap up our night, we witnessed 3 young boys being stopped by Metro Transit police at the turnstile. And as we filmed this interaction, I was singled out. Okay, girl. Got this. We love you. I was singled out and pepper sprayed so close to my face that I could feel the pressure of the can. I was slammed to the ground and arrested. I was arrested, and it is my belief that they were trying to intentionally hold me for longer than necessary. I sat in police cars for hours on end with pepper spray on my face and on my body the entire time. I was not processed until 7 hours after my arrest. During this time, pepper spray continued to spread down my body and burning my eyes. And the thing that really stays with me the most in this whole experience is just the amount of pain that I was in, and ultimately that I was arrested in an attempt to silence and quell dissent. Right now, all across our city, people are being disappeared by masked federal agents. My arrest was just the tip of the iceberg of the brutality and the dehumanization that people are experiencing. On August 15th.
I'm sorry that this episode is going on a little bit longer, but I kind of needed it. I need to share this because, like, we can't just ignore this shit. We can't. Like, there's no solving the problem without looking at who are being the bottom that we have to go to. Are we gonna have to go all the way back and everybody be slaves for us to realize that this is the direction that we're going?
The fact that she had to sit for 7 hours and get no help for pepper spray through her whole body, like, that's absolutely insane. And for any MAGA asshats that watch this, you don't think it could happen to you? It can.
Oh, and it will.
It
Oh,
will.
believe that. It
If
will.
if this keeps going,
It's coming
it's
for
gonna
your
spread.
broke.
Yeah.
It's coming for your broke ass.
Hey,
You
everybody.
think you're immune from this? You're not.
They'll go from Black and Latino and illegal, and then they'll go to LGBTQIA plus.
Oh, Asians too. Don't forget them. They in this shit. Don't think they're
every geographic that basically isn't white. They'll go for you.
If it ain't white, then it ain't right. I don't know if y'all seen.
And then they'll go for women, and then they'll
comment.
go for anybody speaking out against any of this.
If
It'll
it ain't
happen.
rich and white, then it ain't right. I'm telling you, but we've been trying to tell you for a long time. All right, let's go to someone that maybe can give people hope. We have our friend from the show, Jenna. I would like to maybe grab her and see if we can have a conversation with her, but go ahead and play a little bit of her.
And what I have in front of me is a comprehensive list that I'm going to share with you today. If you have somebody in your life that is riding that Trump train or is up to here in MAGA, I think I have some things that could help you. I'm Jenny Gage, and this is Life Take 2. All right, guys. Writing down all of my notes for this video has been an emotional roller coaster for me. I feel like I am disclosing trade secrets from my alt-right Mormon background. This is literally how I converted people and brought people to the Mormon church, and I've just flipped it for how we can convert our MAGA people. Now, I want to say right off the top that I do believe that the only way that we can get through to people who are MAGA, people who are Trumpsters, people who are Christian nationalists, people who are super alt-right, the only way that we get through to them is by using cult tactics that they use on them. My first point is the most important one, and if you watch nothing else in this video, just write this down. Get a tattoo of it on your wrist so that you can read it all the time. We cannot fight them directly. They are made to fight to the death. Their God was nailed to a freaking cross. So they love to be persecuted. It's actually how they win their way to heaven. They want to be martyrs like Jesus. There's a scripture in the New Testament, blessed are those who are persecuted in my name. I felt like whenever my friends told me, you're crazy for being Mormon, some of your ideology is totally disgusting, Jenny, we're worried about you, I felt like Heavenly Father was smiling on me because he saw me suffering, and that made me dig in deeper. We have to stop fighting them personally and fight them in the voting booth, behind the scenes. We do everything that we can to win back power, and we fight Donald Trump, and we fight those at the top. I know it's only September, but before too long, we're going to have Thanksgiving and Christmas and other holiday gatherings, and you're going to be tempted to sit down at that table over turkey and mashed potatoes and dig into Aunt Judith on how she could ever vote for Trump, and it will not work.
Let's cut it off right there. Katie, Keisha, you got anything to just chime in real quick on that one? I mean, like, oh, you muted a little bit.
What she said about how she used the way she got people to join the Mormon church and just flipped it was actually pretty brilliant, because it reminds me of when I was a huge NSYNC fan back in the early 2000s, and I wanted to get other friends of mine into the fandom. And I would just slowly, like, you want to just watch this video? You just got to watch this video. I want you to just see how they dance and how they do this one song, and you are going to love it. And I would just keep like my enthusiasm and my just keep pushing it incrementally. I got people on board, and I got friends to go to concerts with me. And she's really got me thinking, like, I need to use those same tactics to, if I encounter people who I need to change their minds.
When you were talking about NSYNC, that made me laugh, because it's like, that's kind of how I got my husband to sit down and like watch some musicals with me. I'd be like, yeah,
I don't wanna be a fool, cause it ain't no lie, baby. Bye, bye, bye.
because like even if like with musicals, like if it wasn't totally his thing, I'd be like, yeah, isn't the orchestration brilliant? Isn't the scenery so good? It's like, well, if this isn't good, let's look at this. And then he's like, okay, I get it. So yeah, but it is true. Like use those cult tactics on them, because like unfortunately, if people like that do leave MAGA cult, they have to find something to fill that void.
So that, yeah, no, you know what? That's a really good way to put it. Use those tactics that, you know, for, I wouldn't say against it, but for them. You know what I mean? Use their same kind of ideology.
And that can also
that's
just
something they can understand, but it can't come from somebody that is outside of their community. It has to come from within. Because which we will see from Jenna telling us in this next little portion of her clip. I don't want to see a
People, but those of us who aren't part of these ultra conservative religious communities, we're not proselyting. We're not reaching out to our Christian neighbors, inviting them to, I don't know, do something atheisty with this on a Sunday. We're just happily living our peaceful lives. And that's a mistake. We need to do exactly what they do. It's time for the non-radicalized religious people to start proselyting, to start reaching out to all of your neighbors, all of your family, all of your friends, and just building connections with them. Exactly like picture the Mormon missionaries. Picture what they do. They knock on your door with a cute smile. Start doing that to the MAGA people around you. I have a friend. She's just a internet friend we've never met in real life. She's another creator, and she was actually a Mormon content creator. And that's how I met her. I reached out to her just out of curiosity, and we struck up an online relationship, and she recently left the Mormon church. So I asked if I could talk to her in real life. So we had a fun conversation, and I was like, what was it that was your breaking point? Like, what brought you out of the church? I would have never expected this influencer to leave the church. And she told me, she said, you know, I started making a lot of ex-Mormon friends, and I started realizing the ex-Mormons were a lot kinder. Their lives are more functional. They are nicer to me than the people in my ward, my Mormon family. And because she made those Mormon connections, she had that comparison point so that she could see, oh, the ex-Mormons are a lot nicer, including me. I was one of the nice ex-Mormons. And the Mormons are assholes. So that was her big jumping off point. When I was deep in my Christian nationalist, white supremacist, MAGA movement, those were the only people that I knew. I didn't have friends anywhere else. And the people around me, like nobody was like knocking on my door like, hey, let's be friends with crazy Mormon Jenny.
I'm gonna let y'all just jump in there and let me know what you think about what she
Well, I'm curious what you mean by this comment.
Well, I mean,
I mean, like Mormons, and I'll explain it very clearly to you. I have been, I've experienced Mormon people. There's a Mormon temple that I can see out of my window right now. It looks like Disneyland. I used to think it was Disneyland.
Well, you mean specifically about Mormonism, but not about MAGA?
Yeah, Mormonism specifically. Okay. They like don't let anybody that ain't Mormon or white, they don't like black people, and they're like, there's a whole ass temple literally right up, I could show it to you right now, take a picture. They don't let people of color into their shit, you know what I mean?
They did start letting black people in like in the late 70s. They finally
but they don't. So they let you on the outer skirts, Keisha. They don't let you.
I'm being sarcastic.
But what I say when only white people can do this, like, this is not a black people problem, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, we cannot help you. We try to help you, guide you in the right direction, but at the end of the day, this is a white people problem, bro. Y'all need to figure this shit out.
Jazzy brought up a good point.
It in all of the story.
You win with empathy, even though it's hard. Because it is. Because, you know, when you talk to people that are so that are so hardcore MAGA. I mean, you could tell them every fact in the world, and you could bring all the evidence you want, and they still would not listen to a word you have to say. So you have to try to see their point of view, even though it is hard, and you don't want to reach, and sometimes you don't want to reach into that part of your soul. And that's the thing I think that frustrates me the most is like, it's good that we can sit here and talk about this and have people watch that are like, yeah, I feel that same way. But it is very frustrating when we know the truth and we know the facts, but these people just they don't want to know, they don't care to know, and they think that it's all just so much better because all the white people are going to be in charge again. And that's not the case. And it does get frustrating when it's like, what can I do to change your mind and make you see the light?
Yeah, no, I feel you. And this is why I don't bring this up to make people feel guilty or sad or da. I'm just trying to point the shit out. Like this shit is going on like yesterday. People are talking about, oh yeah, we want to hang you, and I mean, did you just see that horrible, deplorable language that was used? It's like towards someone just the other day, and then you want people to like move on and trust you and like think that you're gonna be on my side when you get emails like that. Like, we should not be here in 2025. We should have been done with this. And how are we gonna be done with this? We gotta stop this shit. Black people are cool, bro. We got good food, good drink. We be smoking hella weed, we chilling, you know what I mean? Like, I'll invite you over, we gonna listen to some music. Let's learn some new shit. Like, why are y'all tripping? I'm so sick and tired of people tripping all the time. Fuck. Well, that's all.
I think what we need something I've realized lately too. So I watched the documentary on Katrina on Netflix, and something was really eye-opening to me was they were talking about the media coverage that was happening in 2005 in like New Orleans versus what was really going on, and like they had video evidence of that and stuff, and it just made me realize that like this shit that's happening with the media just covering stuff up, it's not that it just happened. It's been happening for years, literally decades at this point, and people don't want to admit that. And I think that leads to people thinking like they don't want to admit these other things that are happening. And we have to start admitting it.
We have to. You're right. It's a grave responsibility that we need to start looking at, because it's starting to fuck us up in one more like more than I think I was naive to this. Like, I thought that maybe, there was some hope within humanity, but no, this goes like way deeper than I'm not sure we're going to be able to fix in my lifetime. If I'm being straight up, if I'm going to have to just kind of use my tarot card brain reading, we are really deep. And if we want to fix it, I highly suggest we get our shit together. We starting having some courage and starting to hold ourselves accountable, hold our communities accountable, make sure you're taking care of the people around you, and stop saying like, oh, if it's not me, then type shit. No, it is you, because it's coming for you. Like, for me, I got 84 fucking cents to my name right now, right? And me and Katie had a whole ass conversation, and that's why I got my homies like this. But I'm just waiting for everybody else to come down here and join me in the struggle. You know what I mean? Because like, I've been down here. So you know what? Let it burn then.
I think
Just
something
show this last here.
I forget if it was like a Wednesday or Friday panel, but I think Kim was talking about how like we're never gonna go back to how things were.
Mhm.
And what we have to do is learn from there. And if or when we do get out of this, to just make it better, because that's all we can do. And
We
we
don't need to go back to the way it was because it was not good.
exactly. Yeah.
No, we can totally just like start over like fresh. Like I would totally be down with that. We can like totally start with like a new blanket and like a new pair of clothes and stuff.
Do you want to show this last clip?
Yes, totally.
Gaslight. Make friends with every single one of your MAGA neighbors. When they pull up in the driveway, wave at them, walk over, ask how their day was. I was trained from the time I was a toddler to love bomb people, to put a big smile on my face, to be friendly with all of my neighbors, because I was the bait that drew them into the Mormon cult. Be the bait. I am who I am today because of my MLM lesbians and the checker Trader Joe's, who was also a lesbian, who knew that I was a Mormon and knew that I was super hateful. I talked to her about Prop 8. I talked to her about how I wish that she would stop being a lesbian and become a heterosexual again and all kinds of horrible things. And she was just so kind and loving. My atheist neighbor, Paula, who overlooked my crazy alt-right Mormon ways and just loved me anyway. I don't know why. She just loved me. You can't win with hate. My granddad had this saying, you draw more flies with honey. Be the honey. Okay, next up, there's this little scripture that says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works. Now, that first topic was more about connection and actually developing relationships with people.
Okay,
This is
let's
more
cut
being
that off. It gets kind of scary, and please, everybody that has joined us last minute, I hope that you check down all the full videos of everything that we talked about in their entirety, because they are very interesting. And the news, when I'm making these videos and putting the show together, it moves so quickly I can't even keep up. I mean, things are just rat-a-tat-tatting on us. So I'm doing my best to keep y'all informed. But that's scary. I mean, that's like predator shit. Like, oh, I'm gonna be nice to you and come over to your house like this and like offer you pie.
Jazzy had a good point where she said she's describing the same way you deal with bullies and you react the opposite way. And I remember at first, like when I was in school, I was bullied all the time. And when I was in school, at first when I would get bullied, I would just get angry and I would get mad and like try to fight back with them. And that's not, as soon as I started just like ignoring them or pretending like I didn't hear them, no, they went away because they didn't get a reaction out of me.
I'm gonna let Annabelle out. She yelling at me.
But yeah, they,
Yeah, like it's the whole killing people with kindness, being around people who are different from you, who you may have feared before, and then actually learning that they're real people and that they're not as scary as you thought they were, like what she was describing about her lesbian MLM friends, which cracked me up. That's why diversity is important, because the more exposure you have to people who are different from you, the more you realize that we're really just the same. Just different packages.
Yeah, no, and 100, like I am so proud and happy and blessed to be from Oakland, California, because it is literally one of the most diverse places in the world. I don't understand having to not get other people, like everybody out here. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I just don't get it. And so when I see all of these racist things go down, yeah, we got our issues, but it's within our community. That's something we can handle. But like all this tomfoolery about the like, oh, I've never seen a white person, or I don't know what black people do and type shit. That is not a thing. Like we got everybody out here. So it's just different for me.
I think us as a country, we need to take off like the blinders, because especially people that don't live in like city environments, that live in small town areas, especially in like red states, small town areas, it's just white. It's just white.
Why don't you just make it more welcoming for people to come through and actually be invited to come through to? We ain't trying to go here and infiltrate your shit. Why don't you invite your neighbor over for dinner and have them eat mac and cheese and pineapple and mayonnaise or whatever the fuck you eat?
But it
You know
kind
what
of
I mean?
goes back to where we started with media manipulation. It matters what you see on TV, in the movies, on streaming, because if you don't have exposure to people who are different, seeing positive representations in the media and having myths and lies dispelled is very important. So
Mhm.
having people like Ben Shapiro have platforms that he gets to speak unchecked is a problem. When the
Ben
Cosby Show
Shapiro.
came on in the 80s, there were a bunch of people who were like, I didn't realize that Black people could be doctors and lawyers. It changed lives. And that's the power of media. And we need to do better with the power that we have.
And we gotta also recognize, just alley-ooping off of what you just said, Keisha, like we gotta recognize that this shit go deep. Like this is like deeply embedded into our culture in America, in this country. Racism, slavery is a thing. Okay, it was a thing. It still is permeating and festering. Clearly, I mean, go ahead if you didn't catch it. Go ahead and look at what our friend Richard just had as a email. You know what I mean? Today, this is not something that we have gotten rid of. This is happening, and that shouldn't be a thing in our social climate, in our community. And it's about time we got fucking rid of it. And we're sitting here looking like dumbass bitches, and the whole world is looking at us like we some dumbass bitches because we can't seem to figure out how to not be racist. So I don't know.
I really like
y'all let me know when we figure it out. I'll be here.
just to kind of end it. I really like what Jazzy said, that, you know, I know people hide under disguises and do things to cover up. At the end of the day, we're all human beings, and it's true. There may be a lot of differences on the outside, but on the inside, we all have spine, like the same type of spine. We all have brains. We all have skulls. We're all skeletons. And when you take off the hair, or as creepy as this might sound, like you take off the hair and the skin, it's all the same. It doesn't matter what's on the outside.
But it does, though. At least at this point, right, Katie? At this point, it does matter what's on the outside. It's been very clear that it matters what's on the outside.
But we
That
know
is
that
the
it shouldn't.
problem.
It shouldn't matter what's on the outside.
It shouldn't matter, but it
shouldn't matter
does.
who you love. It shouldn't matter what gender or sex you feel like you, or gender you feel like you are. None of that stuff should matter, but we find stupid reasons to fight with each other.
Yeah, that's what I was like trying to say. It's
No,
like,
I get it. That's why I was trying to clarify for our audience. But I want to just make sure that everybody knows it does matter what you look like on the outside. So don't get it twisted, because we all have a different angle that we have to fight this fight. If you have white skin, then use that white skin and fucking be white and do whatever white shit that you can to fight this bullshit. You feel me? And use your good white skin and be white. I don't know. Go ahead and do the jig and Irish dance. I don't know what the fuck y'all do.
Okay,
but at the same time, but that's why
that's a very specific type of white people.
Honestly, I'm Irish. I'm actually quite Irish. But anywho, but also that's why, like, that's what drew me to tears a little bit on the woman that was trying to protect her, students or whatever on the train, and she got pepper sprayed and left on the shit. Like, don't ask Black people to help you anymore, because we're still getting brutalized every single day on the daily basis, getting death threats, getting all this shit. So don't ask us to do shit for y'all anymore, man. I hope I made this clear in the nicest way possible without cursing a motherfucker out. You feel me? So that's it and all of that.
I think it's really about looking out for the people who are in more vulnerable positions. If you have power, use that power for good. be a good ally, and look out for people who are in more vulnerable positions. Fight the good fight.
Like Professor Dumbledore, you feel me? Harry Potter.
I don't know if we want to bring Harry Potter into this.
Oh man, we could go all day. All right, everybody.
No, J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Anyway. Hey, no, JK ain't got. She wrote a great story. She can get the fuck up on out of it. I done dismissed her a long time ago. That's a whole nother story. Harry Potter. All right, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for engaging in our conversation. I know these topics can get a little squirrely and a little heated and you know, kind of weird, but like I feel like we have to engage them. And thanks so much for my wonderful co-hosts, Keisha and Katie, for being here with me. You know, I do my best to lead this train called the Millennial Gaze. And then we have the support of Jazzy and Daloops and Marley and Eugene up in here. And we had a new person, Dare to Search.
We had what, endless conversations or something, and Dare to Search, and
Anna.
Yeah, we got
everybody that supports us. And we're building and we're learning our way around. So thank you so much for being here. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Please comment because we love to engage with you. Follow us on our new YouTube channel, Instagram page, We the People Unite, all that. What else y'all guys to say before we close out?
Be kind to each other.
All right, then.
Yep.
All right, then. Keep it gangster.
Night.
This is the Millennial Gaze.